Hello friends, thank you so much for joining me in Nanaaba's kitchen today. I am so ecstatic to share how I make my homemade banku mix from the scratch with you guys today. So as you can see, I have my corn or maize and I have soaked it for 24 hours so it's soft enough to be blended, and I have added also some fresh cassava. I also freeze my cassava for a day and thaw it the next day so it's soft enough to be blended. And I could use the banku mix or even the corn flour in making my dough, but I choose to do it this way because then I know exactly what's in my banku mix. So banku is a popular Ghanaian dish that's made from fermented corn or maize, and the addition of the cassava, which is usually done to help the end product to be a lot softer and tender, is the most, to me, the commonest way of preparing this dish. The people from the central region known as the Fanti people usually don't add the cassava dough, and they call it etso. So there you have it. And banku is usually served with different soups or stews or fresh pepper sauce grinded freshly, and maybe fried fish or grilled tilapia. It's just a very lovely dish, and I grew up enjoying banku for the most part of my life, and it's still like one of my favorite dishes to eat. So what I've done is I have fermented my corn and cassava that I've blended up for 4 days. You may ferment it for more than 4 days, and what you'll get is a more pungent smell from the fermentation. So it's just up to you as far as how fermented you want it to be. So I fermented it, and now I'm bagging it, and I'm going to take it to the freezer, and I'm going to store it until I need it. Now today I prepared banku, so that's the second part, okay? And I'm going to show you how I prepare my banku with this mix. The measurements to all the ingredients I used in this preparation is all listed in the description box below, so please make sure you check it out. And so what I have is 2 bags of my banku mix. I have poured it into the container. I've added a pinch of salt, and now in goes some water. And I'm going to whisk it together so I don't have any lumps in there, and it's going to go on the stove, and I'm going to continually stir it until it forms into a dough. And the constant stirring of your banku once you have it over your stove and you introduce some heat to it, is really crucial in preventing any lumps from forming. So you have to constantly stir it, and as you can see, some lump-like structures are starting to form, but do not panic. These are not lumps. These are just your indication that your banku is starting to come together into one mass of dough. So continue to stir it, and it will get harder as you go because as it forms into banku, it becomes a lot firmer. So yeah, continue to stir it and press it against the walls of your pan as you stir it, so that way these soft lumps smoothen out. As you can see, that's happening right now. So banku is a lot of stirring, yes, and it's also steaming. Steaming helps banku to cook completely through. So as you can see, I've added some water to it, and I'm going to let it continue to cook so that the steam can get to the dough and cook it through. Now, adding the water also, as you continue to add more water, helps to soften your banku more. I'm serving this banku today with some okra soup, so I need my banku to be a lot softer than usual. If you're serving it with a grilled fish with some salsa or pepper sauce, then you want it to be a lot firmer. So the more water you add, the softer it becomes. Why did I just say that? It's like common sense. I didn't even have to say that, but anyway, there you have it. So the banku, it takes about 40 minutes really for it to cook completely through. Sometimes, depending on the amount you're cooking, it can take a lot longer, but it is so worth it. Believe me, this dish is so versatile. You can eat it with pretty much any kind of stew, any kind of soup you can think of. fish that's grilled or fried. I grew up eating this dish like almost every day. It's still one of my favorite dishes to go for. So our banku is done, and I serve and store it in a saran wrap. Okay, so I take a bit of the banku and I put it on the wrap and I fold it over and cover it completely, and then I roll it to get some of the air out, as you can see me doing right now, and the excess saran wrap just gets folded over, sort of overlap it, and it's ready, and it's a nice presentation. You can even store the excess in your refrigerator until you're ready to use, and then just microwave it for about 1.5 minutes and your banku is ready. I really thank you for watching today. I appreciate it so much. Make it a great day, guys, and have fun, especially in that kitchen.